You might think your only options are Linux, macOS, or Windows, but have you ever considered Temple OS? Temple OS is an operating system created by one programmer, Terry Davis, over the course of about 10 years. For reference, it takes teams of about 20 to 100 people over the course of years to develop an operating system. But Terry was able to accomplish it by himself because he believed that God had called him to build his third temple. He said God spoke to him and gave him specific technical requirements such as the resolution, the colors, the explicit lack of networking capabilities, and it became his life's purpose. Lucky for us, using a virtual machine, we can play around with Temple OS. But first, to understand Temple OS, you have to understand Holy C, which is the programming language Terry Davis made specifically for Temple OS. This programming language doubles as both the language that was used to build the operating system as well as the shell scripting language, which is highly unusual. For example, in Linux, the operating system is made primarily in C, but the scripting is mainly done in Bash or CSH or other shell scripting languages, not C. This is because Holy C is technically a scripting language. It has just-in-time compilation, unlike C. This allows you to essentially edit the kernel, the operating system, all while the computer is still running, which on any normal system would be incredibly dangerous. It's clearly taking a lot of inspiration from operating systems from the 90s. So how do you use Holy C? Well, you list everything in your directory by typing dir, ed, to edit or create a file, and when you hit escape, it automatically saves. If you don't want it to save, you hit shift escape, and when you go back, your original file is still there. You can also clear the screen by doing doc clear, or pull up your file manager by typing in file manager. When you hit space on a file, it opens it. If you click Control M, it shows you your personal menu. Here we can see all the games that Terry Davis created for the Temple OS operating system, including this racing game called Vroom, where your goal is to keep the car on track at all times. It's a lot harder than it looks. Or this game called Talon, where you have to fly around as an eagle and catch fish, which is also harder than it looks. There's also a first-person shooter named Castle Frankenstein, where the goal is to kill all the Enderman-looking things. And I know what you might be thinking, these games seem really simple. I can just go play Fortnite and get way better graphics than this. But keep in mind, this is a solo developer, and he's making these video games as a side project. His main project is this entire operating system, with a programming language and its own file system, the Red Sea file system, to go along with it. There's more than 10 games on the operating system, as well as some other really interesting programs. For example, if you click F7, it generates a random word, and Terry Davis says it's a modern day way of speaking in tongues. You can also do a God doodle, where lines are randomly drawn on the screen, and then filled in with color. This is the final painting, which in the words of Terry Davis, was guided by the Holy Spirit. Unfortunately, although Temple OS brought joy to so many people, Terry Davis himself was a tortured man.
I'm kind of like stoic, like the humiliation doesn't really hurt, and the nothing hurts anymore. That's probably, that's not good. The humiliation doesn't hurt.
He suffered from bipolar disorder, schizophrenia.
I am the one who sees through the roadblocks. You want to know why I'm special? I do not get tricked by Jedi mind tricks. I see the world as it is.
He wrestled with homelessness, incarceration, and ultimately died in 2018 at the age of 48 after he was struck by a train. It's unclear whether or not this was suicide or purely accidental. What is clear is the joy that he brought to the world through his operating system and through his nuggets of wisdom. He was a controversial figure who suffered from mental illness, but he will be remembered as one of the greatest programmers to ever live.
Temple OS is sacred, Linux is secular. Go shit on Linux, I don't care.
My name is Slacks. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, and I hope you have a great day.